Yeah, I think his last 3 or 4 overs in the first innings, he cranked it up a little bit more. I suppose he hasn't bowled now since the Test match in Durban against India. So for us to expect him to come in here day one or first couple of hours and crank it up would have been unrealistic and unfair. So he's easing into it, but definitely showing the right signs at the moment.
Did you get out of this match what you wanted?
And more. It was really good. We're happy with some of the batting, obviously. Faf getting 100, hour and a half for the captain. The lower order, which is going to be very important against Australia, all spent some valuable time in the middle, valuable time in the net. So bowlers all bowled good spells, decent spells. So very happy with what we've achieved over these last 3 days. Yeah, look, I mean, Faf batted at 4 against India when he batted all day. So it's not something that he's unused to doing. He's done it a lot for the Titans. So I suppose whether you're batting at 4, whether you're batting at 5, 70% of the time is not that important. I mean, it's not such a big difference. So odd occasion you're going to walk in at 10 for 2 at number 4, but more times than not there's some sort of foundation laid for you. So whether you're 4 or 5 shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, I think pretty clear, but we obviously need to look at conditions in Pretoria. I mean, for us to settle on an 11 to play now without a week before Test match will be unwise until we've seen conditions. So we'll leave our options open. We've got 3 days of preparation ahead, and we'll take a few factors into account: the weather, the pitch, the form, I suppose, and then make a decision then. Yeah, look, I mean, Robin, to me, I've often said previously that Robin's mentally one of the toughest cricketers I've worked with. A lot of people have always written him off and criticised him for this and that, but whenever there are big series or big moments in game, Robin seems to do something for us, whether it's with the bat, whether it's with the ball. And he's had a lot of criticism in his career, and I've got a lot of confidence in him and in his ability to deal with those type of comments that opposition are making. So that's not something that we're overly concerned about. End of the day, you can't play all your shots a week before the Test match. You've got to play it when the game starts, to be honest. Look, in South Africa, spin bowlers have very seldomly made major impacts in terms of bowling 30 overs in a day. It doesn't often happen. Hopefully he'll come into the game on the 4th innings if there's something in the wicket for the spinners in Pretoria. But yeah, look, it's difficult to say how many overs Robin's going to bowl now until we see what the conditions are like. It's tough. I've always been a big fan of having a specialist spin bowler in my attack. I think it just gives a lot of balance to the side. Robin's a tough all-round cricketer. He can bat. I remember us being 180 behind in Pakistan, and he got 80 and got us into a position where we could win the game, and ended up winning the game. So, yeah, we still need to consider those things once we see the wicket. No, not at all. I think we're fully aware that a lot's been said, and we're fully conscious that we haven't said much, and we like that. We don't want to be putting more undue pressure on ourselves by talking out of turn or saying too many things. We just really want to focus on our preparation, on our strategy, on our selections, and on our performances. Those are the important things for us. What gets said before games and during games and after games isn't that important. I think the most important thing when playing Australia is you've got to show a lot of character. I think they're a side that if they get on top of you, they're very difficult to stop. They can be very abrasive and confident if they get a lead or get a sniff. And I think just making sure that we stay focused on our basic strategies, on our processes, and showing character under pressure. I think that's going to be really important, because there are going to be times we're going to be under severe pressure against them, and making sure we can show the character needed to overcome those pressure moments and focus hard on our particular strategies. Yeah, he's got a little bit of tendinitis. He'll have a rest for 2 days, and he's not going to put a thermometer in a rhino's bum with that left hand of his, but he should be fine to start practicing on Monday.